Welcome all you water signs to your weekly energy update. This, of course, is for all my Cancer signs, my Scorpios, my Pisces, no matter where it is at in your birth chart. We're going to be looking at the week of April 17th to April 24th. However, these are timeless readings as well. So if you're coming across this video because your intuition brought you here, I would still trust your gut and watch the video because I'm sure there are messages here for you. But if you are watching this during that week, we're just coming off of the April 16th Libra full moon, so we got that beautiful balancing energy coming in. And we're also moving from Aries season into Taurus season on April 19th. So that Taurus energy is bringing this wonderful grounding energy. It's all influenced by the planet Venus. So we have this emphasis on the love and our identity and how we are seeing ourselves. And so for this reading, we're going to be just looking into where can we apply this grounding energy of Taurus, and what do we want to see about our worth, about our identity. So we're going to pull one card here from the Kuan Yin Oracle for all water signs, and then I'm also going to pull some cards toward the end of the video that are specific to each of those three water signs. So be sure to check those out, and we're just going to give you a good shuffle one more time. All right, so for our water signs, what do you want them to know about this Taurian energy? Okay, right to there. Let's just put these right here. And you've got 8 immortals. This is card number 9. So we'll put this right here. 9 is very much like the Hermit card too, which is, about going internal, searching for your inner wisdom, finding things from within yourself, not looking outside. And that is very grounding energy, right? When we go for that looking within. And the 8 immortals says this message you've been receiving that are unconditionally loving, fearless, and encouraging of you to grow and be your true self. All of those messages are from your higher guidance. The 8 immortals and other beings of divine light and divine love are guiding you. It is safe to follow these messages now. Doing so will bring you great joy. That makes so much sense. Water signs, you are so connected to your emotions. You are so connected through your heart to the higher realms that you do have that influence of connection to the higher realms, to all this posse of beings of unconditional love and light that guide you in such amazing ways. And you're so open to it because your hearts are so trusting of this spiritual world. Maybe not so much of the outside world, because they have proven not to be trustworthy, all that conditional, fearful things that go on in the outside world. But you do have this inner trust connecting to the higher realm, which is amazing. And this says, sometimes you may question whether you're in contact with genuine spiritual guidance or engaging in wishful thinking. Genuine guidance is simple, clear, and repetitive. When you ask for confirmation, it will come. The more open you are, the more quickly the confirmation can reach you in the forms of signs, conversations, and serendipitous happenings, or as my mom loves to call it, God winks, right? In fact, confirmation and guidance can be instantaneous and from multiple unconnected sources. Like the universe is playing a joyful, loving game with you, the guidance will be uplifting and helpful. Sometimes it will ask you to take a step that feels challenging, and yet true guidance always proves itself in that it only asks of you what is right and just for your highest good. It always serves the highest good of all involved in any situation, no matter what our fears might be. I'll continue reading here in a sec, but they're wanting me to say that you tell the difference, because if it's from fear, it's not from up above. That's from the outside world. That's from that popular opinions. That's from all those supposed to be's and should be's and expectations. But when it's of unconditional love, then you know that is of the upper realm. Even in there's religious texts everywhere that, when man gets involved, some of that ego gets involved. And I've had friends ask me, well, how do you know, like, what in the Bible is true or not? Or what about these books? Or what about these religious texts? Whatever it might be. And I always say, if it has fear involved in it, man was involved in that. If it's of unconditional love, then that's of the higher realm. So it's a great filter to see through things too. And it says, it is good to be careful and discerning about the quality of guidance that you are seeking, but it is usually an easy task to identify when guidance is not of a higher vibrational variety. Yeah, okay, if I'd have just kept reading, it says, it will be judging of you and others. It will not feel right. Even if genuine guidance feels like it is asking you to do something unexpected or something that feels like a real stretch for you, it will still feel right in your own heart to do so. Genuine guidance, even when challenging, brings a sense of rightness and peace into your heart. Whereas lower vibrational guidance of fear or thoughts or wishful thinking doesn't bring you into deeper peace. It simply confuses and confirms judgment. It isn't nearly as helpful. Sift through your thoughts and feelings to come to the genuine guidance and true spiritual knowing within you now. You can call upon the 8 immortals and any being that loves you unconditionally and trust that you will receive quality guidance. The process below will help you to be still and connect with it through your own heart, beloved, which contains great wisdom and peace to guide you. I love it. Yeah, so definitely trusting those messages, trusting that when it is of unconditional love, then you know where it's coming from. So trust those messages that you get, but also that clarity that comes in knowing the vibrational energy. Is it loud, chaotic noise igniting fear? That's not of up above, but of love and joy and peace and unconditional love, that is of the upper realm. So I love it. We're also going to pull from the True Heart Intuitive Tarot just to see what else they would like you to know, all you water signs. So for our water signs, what else do you want them to know about these messages that are coming for them? Okay. Wow. All right. So they want that one and that one. And really all of these? Okay. You get a bunch of messages, which makes sense. Okay, so they want these 3 together and these 3 together. Okay. So we will take this one first, and you have the 6 of Swords. And this is a great card because swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes. And this is this movement of old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. And so I love these. Sword suit is also the suit of messages. So I love this, that you're discerning between the 2 different types of messages. And I love that they have these birds taking you higher. It's like, yes, you are trusting those messages that take you to a higher place, not those that take you into the fear area. And I always know, because you can look at any social media, right? And I can always tell, as soon as you start to read something, you can see, is it focusing on fear or is it focusing on unconditional love? And if it's focusing on fear, I just stop reading it because I don't want to invest my energy into that. I don't want to have that energy expand in my life. I want the energy of unconditional love to expand in my life. One of the great things I love about Facebook is that you don't have to unfollow people. You can, you don't have to unfriend people. If there's someone that's going through something in their lives and they're just spewing a lot of fear and a lot of things like that, you can just unfollow them where it doesn't appear into your face in your news feed, but you can go check on them from time to time, and so you can still maintain that connection, but you don't have to have that energy in your face all the time. So they wanted to bring that up. Yeah, and then you have the Princess of Cups, which would be the Page of Cups. And this is this emotion, moving to a higher emotion. What I love about all the royalty in the suits is that they offer, like in the cups, they all offer this Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail, because what's in that is the unconditional love essence of the creator of all things. And so I really feel like with this movement of your old ways of like focusing on what messages you want, you drink of that. I mean, it's almost like you're doing a toast to the creator and all that posse. You're like, thank you for this delicious new emotion of unconditional love. That is your focus. You know, she's even looking at that. She's like, this is what I'm going to focus on. Not down here, not this whole wave, this whole ocean of emotions that we experience in the human world. She's like focusing on the unconditional love instead, which is perfect. And no judgment on, I mean, this ocean of emotion that we have, of the fear world, of the conditional world, of the human experience. We come here to understand that and to experience that on purpose, for a purpose. It's not by accident that fear exists in this realm, that it's a world of contrast and comparison and judgment, you know, like it was talking about. Those judgment feelings, those judgment emotions, our human side comes down here to contrast between those things, because in experiencing who we're not, we more fully understand who we are. So that, you know, that hermit energy I was talking about is that internal search, but our higher self, that spiritual world is the lantern that helps us through the path. And so taking the time to connect to that inner self, to that higher realm, is an important piece too. And then they went at all of these together. So you got the Queen of Swords, you got the Seven of Wands, and the Eight of Cups. So beautiful combination here, because the Queen of Swords, she's the thoughts and beliefs like this, swords here, but she has this Ace of Swords, which allows her to cut away those thoughts and those beliefs that no longer serve her. She's able to make that transition, able to make that move. She also has this beautiful balancing energy, because the Queen of Swords, that's air energy, and all the queens have water energy, which is your element. And this is the balance between heart and mind. A lot of that Libra full moon energy kind of coming over in our world here. And you can see all these beautiful butterflies all around her. It's this transformational type of energy, because she is cutting away the old way of looking at things to move to that higher place. Which I really want to bring in the Eight of Cups next, because the Eight of Cups is emotions, water. It is about leaving behind these old emotions that no longer serve you, and you're ready to move up to a higher realm, to a higher place, you know, like this Princess of Cups here. And the Seven of Wands really has this energy of, because Wands is our drive, our ambition, that fire element within us, and this individual doesn't feel the need to defend because they have the higher ground. And so this change that happens here, this movement that happens here, just allows you to have this shield, and anyone's arrows, anything that they fire at you, like, she has her hand on her hip, right? She's not so concerned. She's just like, yeah. I don't need to be influenced by that fiery old way of thinking. And so I really love this movement away from the old ways, maybe before, you know, when that fear ignites, when people say things, or, you know, the old ways of communicating, that old messages that you used to get of fear. Now you're just like, yawn, it just fires into your shield, and you're like, okay, no big deal. So I like that. And then these three together, yep, you have the Devil, which I'll talk about, which is your shadow. Excuse me. You have the Four of Discs, beautiful butterfly, yeah, and the Ten of Swords. So this makes sense here. I'm going to take these two together first, because the devil is not a bad thing. It's our shadow. It's our tour guide. It's the one that brings in all of these expectations. It feeds us all these beliefs that are rooted in fear, and it keeps us on a loop. And what happens is, of course, when we're trying to obey and have all these expectations, the supposed to, the should, the need to, the have to, the musts, all that exhausts us. She's not dead, she's just exhausted, because all those things that were supposed to fulfill us, that were supposed to keep us from being rejectable, blah, 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 all those beliefs and fear, they literally stab us in the back and disappoint us and exhaust us trying to do all that. But the shadow is the one who brings those in for us for our adventure, because in experiencing the darkness, we understand more fully the moon, right? It's like the stars at night. During the day, you can't see them in the light, but when it's dark at night, you can see the star, you can see the wholeness that you are. Well, the devil does the same thing. I mean, these chains around our neck are so loose, we could just, take them off. The grip that, our shadow has on us is a very loose grip. It's not like the chain is across their hands and they're holding it on tight. It can just slide right off. And what our shadow does to us, it's like, if you've ever watched the Austin Powers movies where you had Dr. Evil, who was the villain, he'd always capture Austin Powers, who was the international man of mystery, the spy, and then he would pour out his plan to Austin Powers. Austin Powers would always escape because he really, wasn't bound in a very extreme way, and he would foil the plans. Well, it's like that, where our shadow is Dr. Evil, and he says, hey, these are all the things that are binding you and exhausting you, wink, wink, and it gives us that information that we can transform it, which is beautiful, because here's the transformative butterfly. The Four of Discs or Four of Pentacles shows you the stability of your worth, because this journey that he was on, he looked at the things outside of himself, but he found the wholeness and the completeness within himself instead. And so there is this message that's coming throughout all of these here, with this change of messaging, this change of what do you believe in? What do you truly believe in? That discernment that you have between each moment. Is it of conditional love and fear, or is it of unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter? It's like you can tell the difference. If we can stop and pause in the moment, you'll see the difference between those. So I love this coming out for you. And then lastly, we're going to pull a card from the Reawakening the Soul for each one of the signs here. So for the Cancer signs, the Scorpios, the Pisces, and to see what the final message is for each of your signs regarding these messages that you're getting. Trusting those messages of love that you feel in your heart, not the fear ones in your mind, right? You're going to this new level. So we'll start off here for Cancer signs first. What would you like them to know? Okay. And then for our Scorpios, the beautifully transformational Scorpios. And then Pisces. Whoa. Like this one. This one showed itself. So that is the one we're going to do. And they actually are going to have me start with Pisces and go backwards, which I understand. Pisces is at the end of the zodiac, and so they always, it's like being in class and your last name begins with a Z. You're always the last one that gets called on, or, so this is you. You have, and this is hilariously enough, the water element, which is you, which is all of you, West and the past. So we'll take a look at that. And let's see. I believe these are in the back of the book, if I recall. Yep. So water opens your energy channels and allows mystery to flow into your life. I'm probably going to murder this person's name, so I apologize in advance. It's Rabindranath Tagore said, "You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water." And the message that comes with this says, "O wondrous spirit of the West, I turn to the land of the setting sun, to the ceasing of the day, to celebrate all my accomplishments and take stock of my life. As I view my past, I call in personal introspection. What did I learn from the previous phases of my life? What would I do differently next time? I open to receive the element of water for purification, healing, and mystery as I witness the unconscious aspect of my psyche. I am now ready to face my emotional pain, wounds, and any grief I have accumulated. It is time to get in touch with that part of myself that is lifeless, worn out, like that Ten of Swords. It is time to get in touch with that part of myself that is lifeless, worn out, and no longer useful to me. I honor the direction of the West as the place to let old patterns die, right? And make way for a new life." So perfect. "I look into the past for reference to heal affliction, misery, and resentment. I embrace the emotions that flood into my being and allow them to flow freely and transform. I am aware that these situations are the gateway to reawakening my soul. I am a mature light being, and I choose to die to my childish ways and realize who I am. I am ready to heal in order to discover a larger dimension of my essential self and my place in this great mystery. I understand that past suffering ushers me into higher vibrations of being that are more interesting." Higher vibrations, right? This is what this card talked about. And those higher vibrations are more fresh and optimal than what I am leaving behind. Bless me with knowledge, courage, and wisdom to reap the harvest of a fruitful and conscious life. I love it. And it does have 3 questions of introspection. And the first one is, am I willing to let go of all pain and suffering from my past? Number 2, can I celebrate my accomplishments without any judgment? And number 3, am I willing to become responsible, mature being in order to take others by the hand and lead them towards wisdom? And the affirmation for this card is, I flow effortlessly and harmoniously like water. Beautiful. I love it. And then we are going to jump back over here to Cancer signs. And you've got gratitude. Beautiful card there. And gratitude. Be thankful and mindful of God, the giver of all gifts. And Socrates said, "He is richest who is content with the least, for contentment is the wealth of nature." It says, bless all the gifts in your life, offer gratitude for your loved ones, give thanks for your possessions. Appreciate all situations in your life from the past to the present. If you perceive any experience as negative or painful, open to the grace of gratitude and find the hidden rewards. Recognize the many ways in which you touch the lives of others and honor yourself. You were placed upon this earth to serve others with your exclusive gifts. These gifts of service include your unique personality, individual talents, and exquisite love. The greatest legacy is to remember your soul as the all-perfect reflection of God and share this awareness through your kindness. Always remember the true giver of everything, including health, wealth, success, and happiness, is the Creator. Divine intelligence and beauty are the hidden sources in all patterns of creation. Once you have found the Creator in the depths of your soul, you will experience them everywhere. Sincere gratitude to your Creator is the greatest gift you can give. Beautiful. And then the 4 questions of introspection for this card is, number 1, who am I grateful for in my life and why? Number 2, in what ways am I grateful for myself? Number 3, what material abundance am I thankful for? And number 4, what gratitude can I find in pain or suffering? And the affirmation for this card is, I am thankful for everything in my life, including whatever messages we receive, correct? Love that. Gratitude is a fear destroyer. And so when we're focusing on making this movement from these old ways of thinking of fear into the higher realm, one of the biggest ways we can do that is through gratitude. So I'm glad that that popped up here for us as well. And then the final card is for our Scorpios, which is magic. And look at all those beings of the other side from generations, from all different vibrations being there for you. So you have the 8 mortals, and now you have all those magical beings that are surrounding you as I destroy all the cards here. Okay. So let's take a look here at the magic. And this says, when you are consciously connected to God, you receive proof through tangible gifts of spirit. Messages, right? And Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, I probably murdered his name. Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. And I kind of say believing in yourself does have this understanding who you really are, that you are, I think that's even talked about a little bit, you are a little mini me, a little mini God. You know, you have, you're a piece, like you're a drop of the ocean, but the ocean isn't made up of all the drops. It's like within each drop is the ocean. And so really understanding that is perfect for you. This says, do you realize that you're a wizard? Honestly, you are a skilled magician, and it's time for you to awaken. Your thoughts are the wand that creates your reality. When you consciously create from a calm state of mind, magic is born. The secret is to remember your true essence as spirit. Open your eyes and welcome all the magic appearing in your life. You are surrounded and supported by many spirit guides. Open up to receive all your blessings. Invoke your magic and remember you are the magician. And the introspection questions for this card, 3 of them. The first one is, do I believe in magic? That's like almost asking, do you believe in miracles, right? Because the magic, I always say, is the essence of the energy of the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. That's the magic that fills us up and flows out of us, because unconditional love, I feel, is the biggest miracle of this realm. Question number 2 is, how can I open up to more magic in my life? More unconditional love in my life. Number 3, how would it feel to be a real magician? And the affirmation for this card is, I am the magician of my life. And the magician card in the tarot the major arcana, which is card number 1, is this amazing being. It's our eternal self. Usually has like the infinity symbol above their head or on them, and it represents that eternal higher being that we are. And then he has his wand toward the heaven and his hand toward the ground, which is kind of representation of that you're like a lightning rod. You're bringing that energy, that love from above through your body and into the world. And they always have all the 4 other suits of the minor arcana on the table in front of them, representing, one, they have, the wand, a wand on the table, which represents that you have all the energy, you have all the drive, the ambition within you to bring things into fruition upon this earth, to spread that unconditional love and that magic, right? And then the other pentacles, which is like, the coins, the discs here, which is that you have all the abundance and the worth within you to accomplish anything. Then they have the swords, which I have all the swords here too, about you have all the mental capacity, you have that ability to connect to the capital T truths of the higher world and to bring that into this world. And then you have the cup, the Ace of Cups. You have the unconditional love within you to spread it to the world as well. And so there's this beautiful, and there's even the, 4 individuals representing the 4 different energies of the magician, that you're able to bring all of that beautiful essence into this world. And, at the core of all these messages for all of you water signs is trusting that messages of unconditional love that fill your heart, and that all these confirmations that come to you from the outside world, that drop into your mind, that, like I said, all those God winks, that you have all these confirmations around you. Just pay attention to those during this upcoming week, because you have this amazing energy that's coming in for you. It's like the veil is very thin for you this week, and you're going to have messages all over the place. And I love that. Right, well, we're going to leave the reading there. If you are looking for even more messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out readings each month for each separate zodiac sign, and also offer a few other types of videos that come out throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those messages and be notified immediately when they become available, if you give this video a little thumbs up, click this like button, also click the subscribe button, that gives you access to this notification bell. And if you go in there, you can select the all option, which means that you will get notification of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, because when you like a video, you share a video, you comment on a video, or you subscribe to a channel, doing any of those things makes the YouTube algorithm so happy and wants to share those messages and videos with others as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for specific information or answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings currently, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, water signs, as you're going throughout this week and every second and every day of your life, please know that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon, but in the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.